Hi guys, my name is Stephen Sloan, this is StrikeTV.com. We are joined today by the legendary Alan Fletcher, who actually is better known as Karl Kennedy. Alan, how are you?
I'm really well. It's marvellous to talk to you, thank you.
No worries. So, to get this going, you have been around on the show for quite a long time now. You had your 20 years anniversary last year.
Yes.
You were initially on the show back in the 80s, I believe, and then jumped back into your role in 1994. Did you imagine that you're going to be on the show for such a long time?
Never occurred to me in a million years. I was very happy to get a one-year contract when I started in 1994. And then at the end of that year, they obviously were about 6 months in. They asked me if I'd take up another year's contract, and that was exciting. I mean, you know, as an actor, to have a whole year's work is incredible. You know?
I found out. Billy, our own son, had to tell me his father was having an affair.
Oh, no, Susan,
How do you think that made me feel? I was so ashamed. I was completely humiliated.
Please, will you listen to me? I love you.
Don't you dare!
Susan, the epic Susan. I mean, your relationship, it's taken the world by storm. Everyone's obsessed with it. How does that work on set, the chemistry? Is that a natural thing, or did you have to work for that? Because it feels so right. It feels like...
Yeah, no, it was always a natural thing. Jackie and I met each other well back in the 1980s. We became great friends. We think the same way about acting. We share a similar sense of humour. So it's just marvellous relationship. It always was. We just gelled right from day one.
And you are a bit of a bad boy. Actually, you're the local GP, but for some reason you've got this like split personality situation whereby you're quite the popular guy amongst the ladies.
Well, that's more in the earlier days.
True.
Yeah, fair to say. I mean, Karl's got a bit more doddery these days, and his dotage, but that's interesting though, because it opens up a new thing. The one thing that Karl is very weak in is knowing when he's being manipulated by women. So I've got some really nice storylines coming up where that happens to him. And poor old long-suffering Susan, she knows that Karl's not going to be unfaithful to her, but she just despairs about the fact that he gets himself in a real pickle with women.
So I know actually that the new year, some crazy stuff's going to happen. It's all going to go a bit crazy. Have you got any exclusives for the guys at home about what's happening?
January 4 will be the landmark day where Neighbours in Australia lines up with the Neighbours in the UK.
Yeah, it's aligned.
Yeah, it's going to make life so much better. It's going to make the fan experience for both countries to be aligned so much better. The social media, no more spoilers. It's brilliant. It really is brilliant. So, I mean, storyline-wise, I've actually been the stuff we've been shooting over the last few weeks. So powerful. Toadie's operation is coming up. Will that be a success? It's a really nice story there because there's a bit of a twist comes in there with Belinda, who's we've already seen is in a relationship with Steph, and also we have one massive storyline which is so emotional. It destroyed me on my last day of filming. From an emotional point of view. So that's coming as well. So I can promise you. That 2016 is going to be a great Neighbours year.
We'll be locked into that. What's been your best storyline so far? You've had so many.
Oh, the best storyline. It's hard. I know this sounds a little bit silly, but my favourite storyline was episode 7000. It's quite recent. And the story was built. It wasn't just about me, but my story in that episode was I found a lucky scratch ticket, a lottery ticket, to the value of $7,000, and then I was running around the town having a marvellous time telling everyone how much I'd won $7,000, and then lost the ticket. And eventually, I ended up nude in Toadie's house because he was hosting a naturalist lunch, and found the ticket stuck to Toadie's backside. It was classic, vintage Neighbours. Loved it. I loved filming it. It's still, it makes me smile thinking about it.
Are we going to be seeing a return of Libby anytime soon?
Not at the moment, but mercifully her son Ben does actually come back to visit the Kennedys again. So but Kimmy Valentine not on the show for a bit.
The marvellous Lynn is coming back. I don't know if you guys remember her, but she was pretty epic back in the day. Apart from Lynn coming back, what other storylines would you have liked to see happen? I mean, would the potential return of someone like Kylie Minogue be something that you'd be interested in, or...?
Everyone in the world would kill to see Kylie Minogue back on Neighbours, even just for one scene would be great. I'd love to see Jesse Spencer pop back for a scene if we could ever get him away from American TV. It would be fantastic. you know, there's kind of so many ideas for stories. I keep saying to the writers, if you ever want to get rid of Dr. Karl, just make it that he would never qualified as a medical practitioner, and see what happens amongst the residents. See him get run out of the street, you know.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah, it'd be a really fun story.
Okay, so one final question before we go. It's been great, and I've had such a great time. But obviously, Neighbours is happening, and you've been a part of it for so long. If you could be involved in any other show, what would it be? UK bound or US bound?
Well, if my wife had the choice, I would definitely be in Vikings. She would want to see me in Vikings, because you know that's her favourite show at the moment, and
I haven't seen that before. I'll have to check it out.
it's very cool actually. It's very cool. It's got some Aussies in it as well. Yeah, so it's a fun show. But you know, there's so many shows. I would like to do is like a sort of a House of Cards type show.
That would be cool. I'd like to see that.
That'd be very cool. Just to play a character a million miles away from Karl, you know, someone sort of really cold and calculating. It'd be fun.
Thanks so much, Karl. It's been amazing. I just called you Karl just then. How embarrassing. Alan. Blurring the lines. It's so surreal. Thanks so much, Alan. It's been really great.